when you chase success to stick it to people for revenge. You know, it's fascinating to me because throughout my entire life, I've heard of people doing this stuff. I mean, maybe I wasn't so aware of it earlier on, like, like when I was a kid and everything, but, when I guess like the ending of high school came around and like college and everything, I think that it was at that point strange to me that somebody would do something that they don't actually want to do, but to just show everyone else, look, I did it. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of strange to me. I do want to talk about it though because I also watched a video the other night where it was the same theme, Um, but seriously, talk about a really great way to burn yourself out as an individual. If you're chasing something because somebody else told you that you can't do it, it's fascinating because it's like, all right, well, you're chasing it because I guess you're insecure and you want to prove people wrong, right? But from everything that I've learned, it's just not sustainable. Like, going after something because somebody else told you that you can't do it. Listen, all you need to know is that the person that's telling you can't do it is just projecting their own insecurities onto you. It has nothing to do with you, and it really does not need to ignite a spark that throws you into this rage of revenge to try to get back at this person for doubting you. No. Just the person is just projecting their own insecurities of how they feel about themselves and how they feel incapable. That's all that's happening. And every time I find out that somebody is going after something because somebody else told them that they can't do it or that they don't believe in them, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, and I definitely can't claim this as absolute truth. If that's what you want to do with your time, your energy, and your life, go right the fuck ahead. I don't personally see it as, I don't know, fulfilling. I don't see it as sustainable. I don't see it as something that makes sense. Somebody's just telling you that you can't do something, and all you really need to know is that they're telling you how they feel about themselves, and that's all that there is there. There's nothing else there, right? So then for a person, I'm really so fascinated by this. So then for a person to take that, and I understand that it's not small to everyone. To some people, it might be like their father is telling them or told them that they can't, that they're not good enough, this, that, and the other. I understand the drive. I understand you probably have a visual of your father in your head, you know pointing the finger at you, telling you that you're not good enough, that you can't do it, and maybe you want to punch him. I don't know. um, there are different reasons for why people choose to do these kinds of things. I'm going to call it revenge just for the sake of the subject and the argument, because, I mean, that's really what it is, oh, this person said this to me, so I'm going to get back at them for this. Oh, really? You're going to spend years of your life exhausting yourself, burning yourself the fuck out to get back at them because they told you something about themselves? It's fascinating to me, And you can do whatever the fuck anybody can do whatever the fuck they want. If you want to spend your entire life chasing something because somebody else told you that you can't do it, go right the fuck ahead. I'm not here to stop you. I'm just here to simply look at what's actually going on there. And what I think is going on there is insecurity and this big drive in regards to revenge where somebody will actually take years of their life, energy of their life, money, as a resource. And I'm going to use the word waste. Waste it, right? Um, I don't know if I've ever actually done things as a form of, like, revenge. Like, oh, you doubted me, so fuck you. I'm going to stick it to you and look at my success. I don't see it as a valuable use of time. I see it as a person that is insecure and that is in pain, and I guess they're trying to sublimate their pain through revenge, right? It's a defense mechanism, right? Oh, I'll show you. No, it's a fucking waste of time is what it is. And again, anybody can do whatever the fuck they want to. But it's just so fascinating to me because, like, you could do that. You could stick it in someone's face with a massive fuck you. You could, right? Or you could also just get serious about what it is that you actually want as a person. Realize that people project and displace their pain from their lived experiences onto other people. And some people take things a little bit further. And that's their choice, right? Sometimes people are like, oh, I'll show you. I would just call it emotional immaturity. I really would. I don't think that it's a mature or productive use of time, energy, and resources. I really don't. And I think that the inevitable ending, the inevitable conclusion of any kind of case like this ends in burnout and a regretful use of time and energy and resources and everything. But it's just fascinating to me because I see this stuff on social media. I see this stuff on YouTube and stuff. You know, I hear the really heavy motivational music coming. Prove them wrong. Do this and that. Show them that you can. You can. Right? I mean, it's probably the equivalent of throwing a fucking, temper tantrum as a toddler or as an infant. But the real shit is, like, when you look at yourself as an individual, it doesn't matter what anybody else says to you. A majority of the things that people say to you probably have absolutely fucking nothing to do with you. Whenever someone doubts you, they're just doubting themselves, right? I mean, unless for whatever reason you have proven that you are incapable of doing something, which also doesn't fucking matter because it's like you still can do it. All you have to do is continue to try. Right, that's it. One of the most important things that I would argue a person can do, other than get the fuck away from this idea that chasing revenge as a means of sticking it to people because they fucking doubted you, because it just seems like a waste of fucking time to me, is spending a lot of fucking time by yourself and figuring out what it is that you actually want to do with your life. Because one thing, which is a person actually figuring out what they want to do with their life and actually doing it, no matter how fucking difficult it is. I really don't mean to get inspirational or motivational here. I'm not. That and actually, like, going after it, like, there's fulfillment in, like, honest drive of an individual. But there's serious fulfillment versus blowing something the fuck out of proportion because you just want to take revenge on somebody for fucking doubting you. You're probably going to waste your time on the first one. Understanding what it is that you want for yourself and actually going after it is sustainable. And I'm not going to say that revenge is not sustainable. You can fucking blow smoke off of or out of whatever the fuck you want to. You really can. You can push and push and push and push. I can imagine you'd probably burn yourself the fuck out, though. That's just the reality of it, right? I don't think it's worth trying to sustain something for a very long period of time simply because you're trying to take revenge on somebody for doubting you. I don't think it's worth it. I have heard of people doing it, as I was saying before, and it's like boundaries. Just understand that they lack healthy boundaries and they're just projecting or displacing their own regretful lived experiences onto you, and they're doubting you because they doubt themselves. It really has nothing to do with you. It's all about them. And so you're taking that and you're taking this fucking flame and you're turning it into a fucking forest fire. You're taking a small fucking Bic lighter flame and you're turning it into a forest fire. You're literally lighting the entire forest on fire for no fucking reason. You're throwing a toddler or an infant temper tantrum because, oh, that person doubted me. Yeah, they doubt you because they doubt themselves. It has nothing to do with you. Move on with your life. Go into yourself and figure out what it is that you actually want to do and do it. It's really that simple. I'm just so fascinated. Like, literally, I'll end off with this. Every time I go onto social media, I mean, it's not every time that I go onto social media or YouTube that I see this stuff, but when I do and when I see it, I'm like, oh my God, this shit again. Sure, maybe it's tasty in the moment. Prove them wrong. They doubted you. Get back at them. Stick it to them. You are on fire. It's like, Shut up. It's lame. It's gonna burn out. It's not gonna go very far. It's just the way that it is. It's crazy.